Well, hello everybody. It's Linda from North Central Texas. And some of you have been asking me about fixing that tuna salad that I always make. It's like a tuna pasta salad. And I know probably a lot of you have already been making that. But I thought I'd go ahead and do it. I know everybody makes things differently, so we'll see how mine differs from yours. To begin with, I'm going to get a pot on over here with 2 eggs. Get me 2 eggs boiling. There, I wanted the back burner going, not the front one. And I know some of the recipes call for a whole box of pasta, like a 16-ounce box. But with me, I think that's a bit much. Now, if I was fixing it for several people, I would fix the whole box. But since it's just me, I don't want to fix that much, so I'm not going to use the whole box. And I'm only going to use 1 can of tuna. I use about half a box. Get my water boiling. Put a little salt in the water. Now let's see if I can find my other ingredients. I got a red pepper. Now, I don't put red pepper in it all the time. It just depends on if I have a pepper or not. If I have one, I'll use it. If not, then I don't use it. So, you know. And besides, if you don't have it, you can't use it, can you? I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to put a whole onion, probably not even a half an onion in this. And I am using some red onion. I had red onion in the refrigerator where I used it the other day. And this is some of it I had left. You can use any kind of onion you want. You can use your green onions out of your garden, red onions out of your garden, your white. Doesn't matter. I chop it up a little fine because we're not cooking the onion. It's just going to go in the salad, so. That's probably enough onion right there. That was about 1/4 of that small red onion. And I usually save my seeds out of my peppers, because I'll end up planting those seeds in the garden. And I'm not going to use a whole pepper. I'll probably only put this half of one in there. Just like I said, I'm not fixing a lot because it's just for me. And I'm not going to freeze pasta. So, not the tuna salad like this. But I want to save them seeds up there. I need to bring my put my scraps in that little container. Well, I got stuff sticking to my fingers. But yeah, some of you with big families would fix a lot of it, the whole box of pasta. But like I said, I'm just fixing it for me. And I don't want a ton of pasta in the refrigerator to eat that I can't freeze. I mean, I could probably freeze this, but I've never tried to freeze it before. I don't know if I would like it after it was frozen or not. You can just dice it up to suit yourself. And you can use green peppers. You can use yellow peppers. You know, the golden peppers. I just decided I wanted the red ones. And I like peppers, so... Sorry about that. I thought you were looking at what I was doing. I had the camera up too high. But you know, with recipes, you can double them. You can cut them in half. So you fix the amount that you're going to eat. Or the amount that you need. If you need to double the recipe, double it. If you need to cut it basically in half the way I'm doing, then cut it in half. Oops. Bell pepper is a little bit big. I'll have to get a bigger container for that. Like I said, I'm saving the seeds, so I'm just going to dump that right in there for right now. And I've got some parsley. And I'm just doing it this way. It's easier for me to hold on to. I've already washed it. Rest of it right back in there. Get my can of tuna opened and get it drained. And I drain it right in the sink. I just leave the lid on it and push the lid in and get all of that out of it just like that. Let me run a little bit because I want to get some hot water in there. Yeah, I've seen the time when all I had was basically the one can of tuna, a couple of eggs, pickle relish, and if I was lucky, a few peas to go in it. I think I'll just cut it. And I'm not going to use a whole bag of these peas. Probably maybe half of them. Just like I said, I don't want to fix that much just for myself, because I'm the one that's going to have to eat all this. And I'm going to dice up a little bit of celery. I like celery in mine. Clean up a little bit of this mess, though. And usually it doesn't take too long for the pasta to cook, but you do have to have the water boiling. Probably about that much will be it. And you know what? I forgot to turn my light on over here. I mean, you might be able to see something if I turn the light on, huh? Anyway, I'm going to slice it up kind of thin. I love it, and I'll sit there and eat it by the stalk, right by itself, watching TV. But in the salad, I don't want great big chunks. I want them kind of small. And I love pasta salad. I mean, I could eat this stuff till it was coming out my ears. Put all that right in there. And like I said, you can put as much as you want in there. I mean, I usually cut recipes in half for myself. Because like I said, unless I can freeze it later, I don't fix a lot. And I'm sure you could probably freeze that, but let's see. I get 2 more in there, I think. see how much. And I'm using the rotini. Pasta. And again, it's great value. And I'm only putting about a half of it in there. Half of this box. Whoops. It's been hot today, y'all. And I went out and checked my greenhouse, but I didn't get out there early enough. And the little lettuce sprouts got too hot. And I'm afraid I may have lost them. I don't know. Some of them look like they may come back or may survive, but that's one thing you have to watch out for when you got it covered like that. You don't want it in the direct sun. Because if you get it in the direct sun, it can cook your little seedlings. And that's what it was trying to do to mine, unfortunately. I may have to replant them or reseed. We'll wait and see what happens. And I'm going to use some of my mildly hot chow chow that I can. The last of the season. I'm just going to put what was in there because there was not much. I have to open another jar and go find it. Got the wrong ended up with the wrong box. I gotta go get my other box. Cowboy candy. Relish, there it is. All I was pulling up was cowboy candy, but see, I got more chow chow too, so. I've been using a lot of my chow chow since I canned it. Because I use it instead of sweet pickle relish. It's about the same thing, only it's been made with tomatoes. Put a couple of spoonfuls in there. Yeah, I like my cowboy candy and my the chow chow that you make with green tomatoes. think maybe these eggs are done. Run some cold water on them. Cool them down a little bit. Gonna sit right there and cool off a minute. Get over here and stir my pasta. I think I'm going to add a little bit more pasta in there. It would have been nice if I'd have had the pasta already made, but I didn't. And all I'm doing now is peeling these eggs. Now I'm just going to chop my eggs up. I don't have my big chopping knife. I don't need it for this. And you can use salmon, you can use chicken instead of your tuna. It's up to you. I mean, I've seen the time when I couldn't afford nothing but a can of tuna. So there's no way I could have put 3 cans in here. I don't think I've ever put 3 cans in there. But I'm going to go ahead and clean up some of these dishes while we're waiting for that pasta to cook. Take the label off of my jar. I had one of my viewers comment on the salmon patties that I cooked the other day. And they were saying that they had never gotten that many salmon patties out of theirs before, out of one can of salmon. But you got to remember, this is like almost like cooking on a dime. I had to make things stretch as far as they could. And I still do that. I mean, once in a while I'll kind of splurge, but most of the time I'm counting my pennies, stretching my stuff, making my food go as far as it'll go. And I know there's a lot of people out there right now that can't afford these high prices on their grocery bill. I know I can't. I mean, you know, I can buy a little bit of food, but I can't afford these outrageous prices. I mean, like I said, I usually get eggs by 18 count, and you're paying $8 or more for 18 eggs now. So people can't even hardly afford to buy eggs, even if they were going to eat off of eggs all the time. I'm going to go ahead and stick this stuff in the refrigerator while we're waiting on my pasta to cook. Get the mayo out. Put a little bit of paprika in there. A little bit of pepper, black pepper. Now you can put red pepper, whatever you want. And I'm going to put just a little dash of salt. I try not to use much salt. I have been spending a lot of time making sure my cholesterol is down, my blood pressure is down, and all of that. And I definitely don't want it back up. Let's try a piece of this pasta. I'm so short it's even hard for me to get my stuff out of the cabinets. I almost need a step stool. And I'm going to get these out of the drainer. I think anyway. Part of the way. So I can drain my pasta over here. And like I said, I don't mind mine being hot. I've eaten it hot before, but I'm going to go ahead and rinse it off in cold water to cool it down a little. That also stops the cooking process some too. Let it sit there and drain a minute. I'm hoping my bowl is big enough. I'm going to put a little bit of I put spicy mustard in mine a little bit. And I'm going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I hear the little doggy outside. See him? There he is. He's over here barking at me. He tickles me. I didn't mean to whip that camera around it. But I knew if I didn't do it quick, he'd be gone. And this is optional. The mustard and the apple cider vinegar is all optional. Now, get my big spoon. I'm putting about a half a cup or so of mayonnaise in there to begin with. Let's see if I can get it all in here. I may have to go get a bigger pot. I put a little bit more pasta in there this time than I normally do. But again, feel free if you want to put 2 or 3 cans of the tuna in there, by all means do it. I've always had to live as inexpensive as I could. So like I said, a lot of times all I could afford was 1 can of tuna, if I could afford to buy that. As cheap as tuna is. And I definitely, a lot of times, couldn't afford the parsley or the bell pepper and all that. A lot of times it was just the pasta, the peas, the onions, the tuna, the pickle relish, and maybe the mustard, that type of thing. I had to slip a piece of pasta. I'm going to put just a little bit more mayo. I'll probably end up with about a cup of mayo with this much. And see, that's another thing. Mayo is not cheap. I've seen the time when I couldn't fix pasta salad because I couldn't afford the mayonnaise to go in it. And you might say, oh, she's just talking. No, that's the truth. And I am making a little bit of a mess. I really needed a bigger bowl than this, but it's big enough. A lot of times I cook it in a big pot. I'll rinse the pasta off in the pot and then dump all my other ingredients right in the big pot with it. this time I wanted to do it just by putting it in the bowl. I thought it would look nicer in the bowl to mix it up. But it's looking pretty, isn't it? You got egg, you got the tuna, the peas, the bell pepper, the onion. All the good stuff in there. And I can eat on this week. I don't have to eat it all at one time. In fact, I couldn't eat it all at one time if my life depended on it. That's a lot of pasta there. I wanted to make sure I got the... A lot of times I'll take the... I don't know why I didn't do it this time. But a lot of times I will take the mayonnaise, the mustard, the vinegar, all the spices, and mix it all up together before I put it in the pasta and the other ingredients. That way it mixes easier. Because once you get the mayo all mixed up in there, then you got everything else mixed up too. Makes it a little bit harder when you do it the way I did it. Dumped everything in there and then put the pasta on top. It's a little bit hard to mix it that way. But there y'all go. There is my tuna pasta salad. And it's a neat way that you can serve it too. And I didn't think about that whenever I put my parsley away. But I'll show you in just a sec. I'm over here where you can't see me, chopping up a little bit more parsley. Not much, because I'm just going to garnish the top with it. Put a little bit of parsley right on the top, just for a garnish. And there you go. There is my quick and easy pasta salad. And I wanted to show you too. I happened to notice it this morning. Look at my lettuce. Let me move my pasta salad out of the way. But look at here. It's not only putting out leaves at the top, but look at the roots at the bottom. Can you see that? Those roots at the bottom? It's like 3 or 4 white roots that has come out of there. So I'm going to let it root just a little bit more. And then I'm going to put it out there in the garden. And remember, guys, if you planted lettuce seed or any other kind of seed, don't leave it covered up tight in the hot sun to where it burns it up. It will cook it. And I don't know what else. Well, I wasn't even thinking this morning because I had to do some errands, and I ran my errands and everything else. And I didn't check on my greenhouse before I left. And when I checked on it when I came back, my poor little lettuce was wilted over. All of my little lettuce sprouts that came up from the seed. So I don't want y'all to do that. Don't forget to check on it daily. If it's in the sun, get it out of the direct sun. It needs sun, but you can't have it completely covered up and in that hot sun. It will cook it if you do. And I know I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I'm going to put this tub of macaroni salad in the refrigerator. And it looks like I've got lots of macaroni salad to eat the rest of the week. But there you go. Doesn't that look good? I think it looks awesome. And with that, I'm going to let y'all go. And I've got tons more subscribers I've got to get. I think the last time I looked, I had 140. I need 1,000. So y'all please like, share, subscribe to my videos. Have a blessed day, and I will see you on my next video. Bye now.